Gaming isn't fun anymore. I'm sure you've heard that somewhere before. From endless trend chasing to ridiculous monetization practices, it's so easy to be down and out about the state of modern gaming. But what if I were to tell you that I've been enjoying gaming now more than ever before, and I want to help you out? So in today's video, I want to go over what I've done to fall in love with gaming all over again. And hopefully I can help you either love gaming again or help you enjoy it even more. Hello everybody. I am Jmulls, and let's game.
Will you stop touching me?
I think one of the biggest things that I've had to learn is to gain a sense of focus. There's a lot of great and amazing games that come out all the time, but not every one of them is going to appeal to you. So if you feel the need to try and check out the latest and greatest thing, the thing that's generating all the buzz, you may find yourself disappointed with what you're experiencing, especially if everyone else is hyping it up to the moon. Because if you don't see what everyone else is seeing and it just doesn't click with you, it can sour your mood not only on that game, but gaming overall, and you can feel disconnected from everyone else, and it can lead to yourself going, well, maybe it's me. Maybe I just don't like gaming as much as I used to. For Elden Ring, it didn't click with me on my first playthrough. I had to play through it again to truly fall in love with it. But for a lot of people, there's going to be big games out there that they just don't click with. So for me, one of the biggest things that you can do for yourself is to just understand that not every big game that comes out is going to appeal to you, and you have to focus on the things that you like, that you appreciate, and that what you are excited for personally. It can be so easy to get overwhelmed by everything coming out. Like, just look at the rest of this year. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, Metroid Prime 4, Final Fantasy Tactics, Demon X Machina, Titanic Scion, Trails in the Sky FC. Maybe those games don't necessarily appeal to you, they all appeal to me though. And if I tried to play every single game with the schedule that I have, I'm not going to get through them all. I'm going to get overwhelmed, and chances are my enjoyment of the games that I'm playing will probably go down as I feel the need to rush through them to get onto the next thing. And this is one of the biggest elements that I believe to be a poison when it comes to gaming. For some people, it may be how they enjoy games, and that's entirely fine. But I think if you become too overly focused on simply beating a game to move on to the next thing, you lose out on that sense of journey, the wanderlust of exploring a new game to your heart's content and taking it at your own time, at your own pace, to appreciate what that game has to offer and to get out of the game what you want out of it. One of the things I've had to learn is that I'm not going to be able to play every big game that comes out, right? Like, that makes a lot of sense. There's just too many of them. I also have to understand that not every big game that comes out is going to be one that I personally enjoy. And I'm sure this also applies to all of you out there. For instance, one of the games I really wanted to like and get into was Helldivers 2. But it's just the style of game that doesn't really vibe with me. It's not any fault of the game at all, and I love following the news about Helldivers 2. It's just the act of playing the game, it's like oil and water to me. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just I have to understand and accept it's not for me, and that's fine, because there's going to be plenty of other games that are. One of the games that I've fallen head over heels for recently is a game from 2004, Trails in the Sky. It's a series with 13 entries in it, and it's getting a remake of its first game in a couple of days. I understand at this point that I very much enjoy Trails. I know I'm going to love this series. I want to dedicate a bunch of time into engrossing myself into that series. So that's what I'm going to do. And in order to do so, I'm going to have to ignore other games that come out that, yeah, chances are I would probably enjoy, but if I became so focused on just getting through those games as fast as possible to get back to Trails or vice versa, I'm going to compromise my overall enjoyment somewhere in that process. It's not like, ideally, a game's going to despawn in a couple of weeks and you'll never be able to play it again. I can always come back to play games like Mario Galaxy or Final Fantasy Tactics, stuff like that. It's a matter of being able to identify what you personally like, what you want out of a game, and being able to prioritize one thing over the other.
Will you stop touching me?
Now, this is going to sound a bit hypocritical compared to what we were just talking about with focus. I think another element that not only that I had to learn a while back, right, but I think a lot of people need to understand and learn that your interests can just change with time. I grew up as an FPS kid. I grew up as a multiplayer kid. I'm no longer that kind of gamer. Those kind of games, unless they're an MMO, don't really appeal to me. I don't play Halo multiplayer anymore. I don't play Call of Duty multiplayer anymore. Those things just don't click with me anymore. And if I stayed stuck in my ways and I only try to play those games because I enjoyed them once upon a time, I'd probably have never fallen in love with JRPGs and RPGs and other games the way that I have. I think one of the biggest, most important things that you can do to not only fall in love with gaming all over again, but to get endless amounts of new games that you can play, is be willing and able to experiment and to spread your wings and to get out of your comfort zone in search of another. If you're someone that only likes to play a couple games at a time or like one genre at a time and you're not really feeling it as you used to, be willing to try something else. Try some platformers, try some RPGs, maybe some FPS games, some 4X games, some RTS games, strategy games, whatever. Be willing to spread your wings and to try something else outside of your comfort zone. Because I find it to be especially true when it comes to games. You never really know if you're going to like something if you haven't experienced it before. If you asked me growing up, I never would have thought I would have loved RPGs. When I tried to play them, outside of like Skyrim or MMOs, I would get lost, confused very easily, and I would just bounce off of those games. But nowadays, I eat them up like the cotton candy. So while I do think it's very important to be able to understand what you like and to be able to focus on those things, I also think it's important to be able to accept and to look inward and say, am I really enjoying the games I generally like right now? And if the answer's no, or you're trending towards saying no, I think it's important to be able to say, you know what? Let's try something else. Let's try a different flavor. Let's experiment and see if there's something else out there that I might be able to fall in love with. To go into it, not spread eagle, but like arms wide open, and being able to accept that maybe something else can resonate with you and click with you. Because it's so easy to be focused on the negative things, right? If I wanted to, I could make endless videos and rant endlessly about the state of Call of Duty and Halo and modern FPS and modern multiplayer games for the most part, right? I could do that. And I do think there is a space for voicing critique about topics like that. But just simply out of the interest of wanting to enjoy myself, I can just move on to something that I actually like instead of focusing on the negativity, instead of drowning myself in the things that I no longer like or appreciate. There's so much out there to love and adore. You just have to be willing to go out there and find them.
Will you stop touching me?
Look, it's easy to just say go play better games, to expand your horizons, or to just focus on the games that you enjoy. It's very easy to say that. And I understand that it can be hard. We're in an industry where it feels as if a lot of our great favorite series of yesteryear can be systematically torn apart through greedy business decisions or just sheer incompetence. It can be very easy to see yourself descend into pessimism and negativity about gaming overall. It's a very easy, slippery slope. And a lot of the times it can feel as if a lot of the decisions a lot of these companies make are just squarely stupid. So baffling and illogical that you try to rationalize it and you just can't think of any logical reason they would do these things. And sometimes the games that we love and the games that we pour so much time and energy and passion into have blips or moments or times when they're just not living up to their full potential. And I do think it's important to levy fair, constructive feedback and criticism at those games and at those elements when it's deserved. But at the same time, if you allow yourself to be solely enraptured by not liking something, you are spending so much more time and energy that you only have a limited quantity of on not liking something instead of devoting that time, that energy on something that you do like. And I can promise you, you will have a more fulfilling, enjoyable, enriching experience if you choose to go experience something and to devote that time and energy into something you like instead. For instance, I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy XIV, and I don't think the game is in the best of states right now. I've talked about it extensively on this channel, and I'm going to continue talking about it. But it's not ever going to be the only thing that I talk about, and I'm going to choose to devote most of my time and energy on the things that I do like, not only about Final Fantasy XIV, but about other games. It's simply more fun and enjoyable. No game is ever going to be perfect, and if you go into something expecting perfection or a 10 out of 10 every time, you are going to be disappointed. There's a lot of people that can go into a game or a new experience through the lens of, I don't know if I'm going to like this thing. So when they approach the new thing, they're almost on the lookout for things they don't like or not receptive to. And by doing so, they hyper-focus on those elements. And I tend to find, because I used to do this as well, that when you do that, when you have that mindset and you approach new pieces of media like that, you elevate certain elements that, yeah, they may warrant criticism. They may not be the best thing ever. They may even be bad. But you're devoting way more time and energy on those individual elements than you probably should or otherwise would care to. And you're not spending your time focusing and looking for the things that you do like and that you are receptive to out of that same piece of media. For instance, one of my favorite games right now is World of Warcraft. It is a deeply flawed experience, as anyone who plays the game can tell you. There's a lot to be critical about, there's a lot to say, hey, this isn't good. But dude, there's so much that I love out of that game. And I can choose to be pessimistic and upset about the games that I love, the games that I want to love as well, or I can choose to look for the good, look for the things that I do appreciate and that I do like. And I can relegate most of my mental space to focusing on those elements instead of the elements that I don't like. Instead of letting one part of a game really sour my mood for the entire experience overall, I can choose to focus on the parts that I do like and that I find fun and enjoyable and enriching and fulfilling. If one part is frustrating, I get through it, I don't have to think about it again. I don't need to devote more time and energy to something that I don't like than is needed. And I think if you are able to flip that switch and you're able to actively look for the things that you do like and to try to almost ignore, maybe not even ignore, but just not focus in on the things that you don't like, I think you'll start to enjoy way more things just overall. And this goes further beyond just gaming, but especially when it concerns gaming.
Will you stop touching me?
If you want to be negative and upset on the internet, they will provide. The internet will feed you the ammunition, the gasoline you need to burn with hate and vitriol. But honestly, it's just boring. I think it's way more fun, way more interesting, and way more fulfilling to look and appreciate the things that you do like, to be on the lookout for new things that you may fall in love with. For all you know, your favorite thing ever could still be out there waiting for you to discover it. A lot of online discourse feels the need to pit everything against each other as if it's a competition, like it's a sports team. Look at when Game of the Year comes up as a topic of conversation. People feel the need to put other things down to uplift the one thing they like and appreciate, and I don't think that's healthy for anything. There's a bunch of great games coming out, not just this year, but in the last few years. Like, look at the amazing games that have come out just this year. Silksong, Expedition 33, Donkey Kong Bonanza, etc, etc. There's so many games. And it doesn't just have to be new games. Chances are you haven't played every game that has ever come out, right? Like, we only have so many hours in the day. So there's probably series or just entire games of yesteryear that you may also really love and appreciate, but for whatever reason, they just passed you by at one point in time. Be willing to go back and to try those games as well. Some of the best game experiences that you can have lie in older releases. For instance, I've been playing through the Xenosaga games, and they've been absolutely— I cannot pick these things up for the life of me. Hold on, this is weirdly a struggle. These games have been absolutely spectacular. I haven't played Saga 3 yet, but these two have been absolutely stellar. And I think when all is said and done, Xenosaga is going to be one of my favorite game series that I've ever had the pleasure of playing, and I never would have been able to do that if I hadn't gone back to play them, because I have so much love and adoration for Monolith and Xenoblade as a series. World of Warcraft got so bad back in the day, in that BFA and Shadowlands era, and I could have just chosen to remain bitter and non-receptive to anything Blizzard could do after that point in time, but I chose to give them another chance because I wanted to enjoy the game again, and you know what? They did get better, and the game is so dang good right now. Not perfect, but it's so dang good, and I'm having such a great time playing World of Warcraft. And if I had chosen to remain negative about the game, I never would have had those moments. Not always, but definitely sometimes being negative is a choice. And you can choose to put your time, your energy into being negative and being stuck in your ways in that regard, or be willing to expand your horizons or to focus on the things that you like and appreciate and choose to prioritize having a good time over being cool or in with the common consensus or whatever. If you are able to like and appreciate something that someone else isn't, I feel bad for them because you had a positive experience with something and they weren't able to do that for whatever reason. A lot of the times when it comes to the modern internet and just overall modern dialogue, liking something or being receptive to something, loving something can be seen as cringe or corny, and I think trying to be overly non-emotional is just so boring. Like, what an unfulfilling way to experience something. Like, maybe it works for some people, but in my opinion, I would rather just absolutely fall in love with something and enjoy myself when I'm playing something and being proud of those experiences. So what if other people call them cringe or glazing or whatnot? I think if you enjoy something, that is a badge of honor that you should be proud of. And I think the pursuit of more positivity and the pursuit of more things that you enjoy is a healthy quest to go on. And if you want to join me on my own quest through video games, MMOs, RPGs, and the like, you should leave a like and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter, Jmulls G, Instagram, Jmulls Gaming. I have a link in the description down below to all my socials and my Discord. And speaking of going back to play older games, I 100%ed Xenosaga Episode 2, and it was a wild roller coaster of an experience. And if you want to find out more, you should check out this video right here for more. Stay safe, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Until we meet again!